Today's video is sponsored by Lucy. So cute. How's it going, guys? CrackedRack here, back at it again with the usual argument video where I argue with a middle-aged man. Today's middle-aged man is DarkSydePhil, also known as DSP Gaming. A lot of people really hate this guy, and I don't really get why. I've looked into the stuff he's done, and yeah, I mean, it's not good, but like, he's not Cyrax, he's not Chris Chan, so I don't really know what the point of this is. There's so much worse out there than DSP. I mean, DSP really looks like a saint compared to a lot of the people in the lolcow sphere, but, you know, whatever. And yes, I'm aware that I look older and fatter than I probably ever have in my entire life at this point. This is a picture of me 4 years ago, and here's a picture of me now. Yeah, pretty crazy, right? It's been a rough last few years, but here's the better years. Anyway, right in front of me I have a rant by DSP about those gosh dang trolls, streaming life, you know, his grievances, and we're gonna get right into it.
Coming up, all right, in the next few days, and then the first week of October, are bills. And I hate bills. Everyone hates bills. But this month is kind of not so good for me, because when I got paid by YouTube last week, I got paid dramatically less than I usually make on YouTube because of the trolling last month, because of all those trolls coming in and trying to take this channel down. Remember, we had community strike attempts that didn't work.
Okay, so Phil, if I recall, you spend about $1,000 a month on a wrestling game for the phone. Not even video games that are good. Like, if you were spending, you know, $2,000 a month on, like, PS5 stuff, I'd be like, okay, that's a bad decision, but it's your decision to make. But you spend that much on WWE Champions alone? I don't know if that game's good or bad, but it's a mobile game. Who spends that much time and effort and money on a mobile game? I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old, but man, why? A mobile game is not worth anything, in my opinion, even the best ones. That is something that shows me, or at least gives me an insight into someone's character. When an influencer gets a large sum of money, maybe they were donated it, or maybe they just made it over the course of some years, and they spend it on childish things like PlayStations and games and sex toys and movies and fun things and snacks, rather than putting it back into their business or paying off, you know, the stuff they need to pay off urgently. But that's not even really the problem. I don't care if you do that. The problem is when you drain your money by doing that and then beg for more from your audience. That is gross. Like, Phil, you gotta realize most of your audience probably are people that can't keep the lights on. I doubt there's too many lolcow enthusiasts who are, like, living large and, you know, banging chicks and going on yachts. I don't think a lot of them are doing that. It's just not a happy person's, you know, activity. So I don't really understand your thought process here. I mean, it's okay to ask for some money, you know, from the people that support you or like you, but doing that when you don't really need to, from people who are in poverty because you spent your money on dumb stuff, is kind of evil. It's like you're Kenneth Copeland, if Kenneth Copeland was also mixed with, like, Homer Simpson.
Members, but I basically need to raise as much in tips as possible. Why? Because tips I can use immediately for bills and my day off tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm already going to go and look for Halloween decorations, probably buy some.
There you go! There's the issue. You're like, guys, I need money desperately for food, for bills, for lights, to stay on. My life's gonna end if you don't give me money. But also, I'm gonna go buy some Halloween decorations at the store, which are not cheap, FYI. If you go on Amazon, you can literally just see how much Halloween decorations cost. You can easily spend $15 on the smallest things. Knowing how much Phil hoards things to buy, he probably spent like $400 on stupid decorations. And then he probably went to McDonald's and spent $50 on some like awful food. I don't think you deserve your donations, quite frankly. Not that I'm the decider of who gets donations and who doesn't, but like, you get the idea. Or maybe you don't.
And then in the next few weeks, I got all these bills I need to pay that I need to raise tips to pay because I don't have the usual money I would have from YouTube to pay them, which really sucks.
Okay, I'm starting to find out why people find this guy hilarious. That was pretty funny. Guys, I don't have the money I need because I spent it on useless crap. And that really sucks. Please give me more. I don't even know what you're talking about at this point. You were just going on and on and on and on and on for like 40 minutes. I'm skipping ahead.
Was tipping on my streams fairly consistently for a little while. And then last year, if you remember, I got somehow kicked out of the ability to take tips on Streamlabs. You remember that?
Oh my God, he's drinking gin.
Because I actually used to get all of my contributions through Streamlabs. Everything, you know, because it used to be on Twitch, remember that? So it used to be cheers, subs, and tips all went through Streamlabs. And then all of a sudden, one day people say to me, I can't do a tip on Streamlabs anymore. The page is blank. So I look into it, and they're right. The page is blank. I asked Streamlabs. They ghost me. They won't answer.
I can't say I blame Streamlabs for not wanting to become DSP partnered. All you do in your streams is either 1, fail at games, with none of the copyrighted material cut out, all the music's in there and everything, but you also just berate your audience for hours and scream at them about how stupid they are, how they're not giving you money, and then afterwards, you whip out your junk and you start doing this on camera. Of course they don't want to host you. I'm shocked you're even allowed to stream at all. There's a reason I don't stream on those websites. I get like 50 comments a day being like, please make a Twitch, please make a Twitch. And I'm like, I want to, but I feel like that would go horribly, horribly wrong. The rules are extremely strict. They don't allow any kind of misbehavior or perceived misbehavior, and it's really obnoxious, so I avoid it. But the fact you're even allowed to do it still, it's amazing.
And what will happen is there'll be a bunch of options, there'll be little topics, and what you need to do is go through the step-by-step. They'll probably line you up, probably say you have to see a regular doctor first, talk about your problems, explain to them what's going on, your obsession, your craziness, you know, your manias, how nuts you are about things that I do on my stream. You need to explain to them that you think there's an imaginary man who fake tips me every day by the name of 1 Minute Man, and that he does it so that I can have an inflated stream and more people will contribute to me, all right? Because once you talk to someone who's in the medical field about these things that you think about every day, I guarantee you they're going to say to you, holy shit, we got to get a padded room ready right away. Like, there's no time to delay. In fact, just for reasons like this, I have a straitjacket over here in the office. So let me get you that right away. Let's get that right on you. Make sure your arms are tied behind you so you can't move just in case. You know, at any moment, you might have a feeling that 1 Minute Man could be over here. The boogie 1 Minute Man could be coming for you. And we don't want him to hurt you. We don't want you to hurt yourself. So we're going to strap your arms like this. All right? I'm going to throw you in the fucking room. And then maybe you'll get some help. All right? Because you are nuts. The things you say and do are crazy. All you're doing is you're hurting yourself and you're hurting others around you with these insane manic thoughts. This is exactly what they are. It's a mania. It's not logic. It's insanity. The conspiracies that these people come up with on a daily basis, they're out of this world nuts.
Okay, I will actually agree with you on this one thing, Phil. Well, maybe I'll agree with you on some more, but for now, just this one thing. You are very correct that there is a serious obsession problem on the internet with internet personalities and the people who follow them. It is very creepy. It's something that's made me not want to be an influencer a couple of times now. I wouldn't even call it trolling. Trolling is just talking crap on the internet or disrupting something casually. That's trolling. Going out of your way to stalk someone, gather information on them, intimidate them, threaten them, make them fear for their lives, waste hours and hours of their every day, watch their every move, make constant posts about them. That's just mentally disturbed. That's deranged, and that's not normal, and that should not be encouraged. Like, to give you an idea, if someone just insults me or says a bunch of things about me, or criticizes my work, or calls me an idiot, I don't care. I don't care at all. Criminal harassment is not funny unless you're just a total asshole, and yeah, a lot of people are, unfortunately. Like, seriously, there have been times, a couple of times, where I've deleted my channel and then reinstated it because there's just a handful of insane people that just want to kill me. Like, it happens over the course of years. They just go frickin' crazy. They cannot contain themselves. I don't know why this problem is so pervasive nowadays, but it just is.
It's Kat, my wife, doing it. So let me get this straight. I'm taking our own money that we make to pay our bills and, you know, and have a household here, and we're putting the chips back into the same stream and losing money on PayPal transactional fees. And I'm paying taxes on my money twice because I make the money but then I tip myself, so it's more income, so I pay taxes on the income twice.
I mean, that is called money laundering. It's a very real thing, and it wouldn't shock me at all if you were guilty of it. But I will agree this is probably a stupid troll theory made up by bored basement dwellers in their 40s. If it makes you feel any better, though, DSP, I don't think anyone cares either way. I don't think anyone cares what your situation is. I think they're just poking at you. I think they're just having a little gab at you, okay? A little jab. Don't address it. Nobody will give a crap otherwise, okay? Also, I love how during his rants, he's trying to come off as like this extremely rational, awesome, and like amazing, smart person who's like inspirational. But then every once in a blue moon in the middle of his rant, there's just like this weird little chubby DSP in the corner dancing.
Wasn't with my head firmly up the ass of the internet's drama. Like if my head wasn't squished between the two elephant butt cheeks of internet drama, and I was hearing all these things from an outsider's perspective, right? I'd be like, what? That stuff's happening? And why are people allowing it? And why are people doing it? It doesn't make any sense that anyone wouldn't do that, because my life is so busy with positive, busy shit. I don't have time for your negative, toxic drama shit. But that's the problem, is there's a lot of people out there with no lives, and this is what they do. Instead of seeking positivity in their life, they create negativity for others. That's unhealthy. That has to stop. That literally has to be something that has to be monitored and policed on the internet, because you're getting a growing, increasing group of people out there who are just toxic, fucked up people, and they think this is normal behavior of human life. It's not. It only started originating with the internet, and it only started originating in the last 15 years.
This is another point I will agree with you on, stemming back to that earlier point, and even more controversial figures online agree. In the last few years, there's just been an influx of incredibly angry, aggressive, violent people on the internet that are extremely stalkery and violent. They just want to harm and destroy everything and everyone. And if you're someone who does this, just please cut it out. It's so awful. It's not a good look. It's not good for your reputation if anyone finds out, or your future. And even if you do it anonymously, it's just a complete waste of time. Go play sports, go work out, go play a video game, go watch porn, go talk to that girl you like at work. Anything is better than trolling, okay? Especially trolling to extreme levels. It's not normal, it's not healthy. Think about how unhealthy it is if DarkSydePhil is saying it and he's completely correct. Anyway, that's all for today. I hope this doesn't come off as me like white knighting DarkSydePhil. I don't think he's a horrible like asshole or anything like that. I just think he's weird and silly and crazy. But I mean, if I had thousands of people every single day trying to destroy my life by harassing me, I would be super pissed and crazy too. However, Phil, you're perpetuating almost all of this. Just the fact you're making this video is propagating it, so that's a bad idea. Also, DSP isn't even doing that badly. Like, I've known people who are armless. I've known people who have eaten nothing but top ramen for the last decade. DarkSydePhil has like a house. I think he makes like 6 figures. He's had wives. He's had time in the spotlight. I don't think his life is that bad. He also eats junk food all day. That's not so bad. Yeah, people act like he's Chris Chan number 2. He's not good, obviously, but he's not like horrible and awful. So that's just my perspective. I'm sure, you know, he's done horrible stuff, but I really don't care. Anyway, that's all. See ya.